Hey there, welcome back to the Nook. I'm Sarah. For this workout of the week, we're going to do hips, abs, and thighs, a class that I used to teach called the HAT class, hips, abs, and thighs. We're going to be on the floor for most of it. As always, do what you can, but still challenge yourself throughout this one. Some of these moves are tiny and so effective, but at the same time a little bit difficult as we move through. Let's start on hands and knees. Starting in this tabletop position, lining up your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. We're going to start with a gentle cat-cow. So just very gently gaze forward or maybe slightly up. Your tailbone goes up as well. That belly drops towards the floor. And then for our cat pose, tuck the chin, tuck the tail. And then using your inhale, come back to cow. And then through cat. And one more like that. Return to neutral. Reach your right hand out, your left hand back. Simple lift and lower. So that could be just barely off the floor and then set it down, or all the way up, shoulder hip height, and then tap it down. Lifting and lowering. Making those two limbs that are lifting and lowering as long as you can. Last one up. Set it down and switch. Left hand kicks out, right foot kicks back. And then your version, how high are you going to lift and lower? All the while reaching forward with those fingers and reaching back with either that heel or the toe, making that back leg very active. Last one up. And set it down. Send those knees nice and wide. If you're on a yoga mat, like the distance of the yoga mat, big toes touch into child's pose. We're not going to stay here, so sink those hips as low as you can. And then keeping those legs wide, bring it forward, all the way out, upward facing dog, wide legs. Back to child's pose. And all the way forward, getting that abdominal stretch. Last one like this. And forward, gaze it up. Send it back. Sit on those heels for a moment. Tuck those toes under. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale up, arms come up. Then drop that right arm to the side. Lean that left arm over and peek up underneath that left arm. Back to center. Both arms come up. Drop the left. Lean it over to the left. Peek up underneath that right. Back up through center and then bringing those hands down to heart center. We're going to dive right in. Coming back to that position we started on, hands and knees. Ground down all 10 fingers. Make sure your shoulders are over those wrists. Your left leg is going to stay on the ground. We're going to start with the right, and you're going to do a donkey kick backwards. So flex through the foot, kicking that hip up, but our hip bones are staying facing the earth. And then we're going to curl it in. So nice cat back. And then kick it up just hip height. Donkey kick. So bringing it in and up and finding not a huge arch in your back, just bringing that knee up to hip height. And definitely keep that foot active behind you in that strong flex. Last one in and out. Keep it at that hip height, and then it's a straighten and bend. Little hamstring curl. Straighten and bend. So that knee stays high. When that leg goes straight, really lift it towards the sky, and then that heel tucks towards your glute. Still pressing through all 10 fingers, keeping the breath. Last one in and out. Keep it straight. Now point the foot, little pulse. So now extending that foot behind you. That hip is still tucked under. It doesn't matter how high the hip goes. We want it tucked under because we want this to work your hamstring and your glute. Keeping your tummy tight, belly button pulled in towards your back. Your gaze can go straight down, right between your hands or slightly in front. Now we're gonna bring that leg out to the side. So bring it all the way out to the side. I'm gonna move over just slightly so you can see where my foot is going. Then you're gonna lift it up and bend and extend. So right back to that flexed foot. If it's too hard on that left side, you can always lower down onto that left forearm if it allows your hip to get a little more height. But if you can handle the challenge, stay up on that hand. It's just working the side, that oblique on the left side. Try to keep it like you're moving across a low coffee table. The knee stays high, the heel stays high. Next time you come out, drop it to the ground and try to line it up with your other knee. And if you can't, get it as close as you can. And it's gonna be a lift and lower. So it's a lift and lower. Can you get it up to hip height? If not, I say daylight rule, get it off the floor. This is the last one, this leg. We'll take a break after this one. Yes, you should be feeling it right where that hamstring meets your glute. You got this. We got 3, 2, 1. Drop it down. Sit back, whatever feels good. I like to sit back on my heels where we started. Send those hips forward. Maybe a little cat-cow. Circle it out. Whatever feels good on that right side, and then we're gonna go into the left. Now I'm gonna turn around. You can still face the same direction. I just have a wall to the side of me, so I'm gonna turn around and come this way. So we'll be on the other side. The right leg plants down. The left leg is the one that's moving. So set up that strong base. Find your table. 1 cat-cow. Send that weight into your right leg, and your left leg flexes behind you and lifts. Once again, make sure that hip bone is facing that ground. And then we curl it in, put a roundness in the top of our spine, and then kick it out. And then we round and we kick. So the emphasis here is the crunch and then the lift, just lifting that knee maybe to hip height, not a huge arch through your back. Last time, we crunch and we lift and then we straighten that leg. So straighten it out, still flexing through that foot, and then it's a hamstring curl. So think belly button pulls towards your back, all 10 fingers press, you're tall through those shoulders. As you bend and extend, really focus on that extension and then be very mindful in that bend. Slow and controlled. Next time you go out, it stays out. Now point your foot, bring that hip down, and then it's a little pulse. A little lift, a little lower. If you need to take a break, I totally get it. Just rejoin as soon as you can. Make that foot active, pointing it backwards. You got this. It's 3, 2, bring it all the way out to the side. Once again, I'll adjust so you can see my foot. You can stay right where you are. Then it's gonna be that bend and extend on the side. So we lift it up on that tiny coffee table, flex the foot, it bends and kicks out. Option here to drop to that right forearm. It takes a little bit of pressure off your core. And if you can keep the hand, keep on the hands. Try to keep that knee nice and high, like it's on that coffee table or that ottoman, and your legs just sliding across it. Next time it comes out, it stays out, and then it lifts and lowers. So line it up. Think heel to your knee, and then it's a lift and lower. And each side is a little different. So just because you got high on the other side doesn't mean you can get that high on this one, or maybe it's the opposite. Keep it going as you can. If you need to set it down, and then rejoin me. You're almost there, you got less than 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Feel it in those hips. Send it back, circle it around. Do what you need to do, and then we're gonna meet on our backs. So join me when you're ready. Come all the way down. Gonna press your feet into the floor. I'm gonna go into a bridge just to reverse that action. Press your hips up and then lower slowly down. Press them up and lower slowly. Just one, just like that. All the way up and lower down. Glue the bottoms of your feet together so your legs will come out into a butterfly. And then I want you to tuck your tailbone under so your lower back is glued to the earth. So you're really pressing on the outside of the edges of your feet. You're gonna reach forward, but your eyes are gonna stay straight up to the ceiling, and little crunch. So as you press through the outside edge of your foot, your tailbone stays tucked, and it's this little baby crunch. It's tempting to look towards your feet. Don't look towards your feet. Keep the back of your neck long. No need to strain. Let those abs do the work. Inhale when you come down. Exhale as you reach forward. And then for a little bit more of a challenge, don't come all the way down. So don't set your shoulders all the way on the mat. If you need less, come all the way down every single time. Re-engage those feet, press them down, press them together. Make sure that tail is tucked. Maybe even check your lower back. The home stretch is where our form is most important. 3, 2, and 1. Bring those legs back up. Back to that bridge posture, but we're not going there. Reach your hands out. Hands reach the sky. We're gonna go into a little penguin pose. So you're gonna lift up just like you were, then reach your left hand, that left pinky, towards your heel. And then your right pinky towards your heel, and going back and forth, waddling like a little penguin for these penguin crunches. Once again, lower back on the earth. We're not here long, so try to stay up the entire time. Eyes towards the ceiling. Can you pull your belly button in even more? For 3, 2, and 1. Relax it. Keep that left leg down. Extend the right leg up. You're gonna hold on to the back of that leg and really glue your back into the floor. Then you're gonna extend that left leg, and then we're gonna switch. So notice the back, my shoulders are both down. This is the first variation. So that foot can drop if it's too much, heel can tap, or heel can hover. And then if you still want more, lift those shoulders up like we did for the last 2. This is our last one we're doing today, so maybe push yourself a little bit more. Trying to keep your legs as straight as you can. They need to do a little bend at the top because of hamstring stiffness, that's okay. But try to hover them straight, working those inner outer thighs. Just an added bonus. Make sure you're tucking that tail. You're training that core to knit together, not puff out. Even if that means you need to take the modification, we want to train from the inside out. One more each way. Hug those knees into your chest. Give a little rock side to side. And then roll it on over onto your belly. We're going to go into Sphinx just to stretch out that core. So arms in the shape of the number 11. Shine your heart forward. Feet can be wide. And then bring your chin to your chest. And look back up. Peek over the left shoulder. To the center. And to the right. Back to center, press it back to child's pose. One more time, knees wide, big toes touch. One big inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Bring it on up to sit. One big inhale, arms come down, around, all the way up, and then bring those hands to heart center. Here's where we thank ourselves for showing up. Thank you for joining me for that workout today. If you're not part of my Facebook group, Time Out for Moms, Wellness, Accountability, and Support, come over to Facebook and join us. Do recipe exchanges, monthly challenges. That's where I hold my workshops. I'd love to have you. Once again, I'm Sarah. I'll see you next week from the Nook. Go have a great week.